Hey everyone, and welcome to Burn Pilates. My name is Lydia, and today I'm going to be guiding you through a floor bar class. This is going to be a class that has been designed to be customized as you wish. I'm not using any equipment today. However, should you wish to up the ante on your burn, include some ankle weights or even some handheld weights to your class. We're going to be focusing in on the core and the stabilizers of the hips, along with working, of course, glutes, inner thighs and outer thighs. I want to encourage you to pay attention to your physical needs. Every day is different and our body will tell us what it needs. We just have to acutely train that listening skill. Take progressions as you wish, modify where you need, and without further ado, set up your mat, keep some water close by, and let's get right into our class together. Welcome. Starting in a seated position, we're going to go right away into some postural awareness work. We're starting in this pretzel position. I'm sitting on my left glute. My right leg is bent on my side. It's kind of a funky letter S. And the one thing I will always encourage you to do is listen again to your body. You'll hear me repeat this, especially at the start of class. I want you to use my body here on screen as a physical guide and a reminder, but also know that I make the best choices for my own physical body when I teach. Setting up, making sure that you have length in your spine, focus on bringing awareness to how you are sitting. We want to have the tall length through our neck, all the way through the crown of the head, extended to the ceiling. You're going to bring your arms all the way to your side, roll your shoulders down and back. Looking from right to left, relieve any neck tension that you may have. And just know that you can always look from side to side at any point, should you need to release anything that's accumulating in your neck or traps. We're going to start to warm up by pressing out, going right away into some swan arms. As you stretch, feel where your chest and back are activating, increasing the awareness of your fingertips, your palms, and the quality of how you're pressing away. Start to bring into your body the sensation of moving through water. You want to increase the tension in your muscles by active engagement and recruitment. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. As you increase the stretch and the sensation of warmth that's going to be coming into your arms, try to sit a little taller by grounding through your hips, by grounding through your center. If at any point you feel your back start to slouch, if you're in a different seated position, or even if you're standing, always check that you're increasing the length through your torso, creating space through your vertebra, cultivating the relationship between your ribs and hips. Increasing length always while bringing the strength component into that length. Notice how your arms are working here, and make sure that you are opening up to your chest, never allowing for your shoulders to start to round forward. This is one of my favorite exercises to really combat the use of technology in my life. Technology, cell phones, computers, they just cause the posture to start to round and collapse. So this is a super efficient exercise that not only will have you feeling the work, but will help you really go into a place that opens you up, that gets your muscles working away from rounding with your cell phone. Bring awareness also into your gaze. Notice if you're starting to look down, which so many of us do. And they say that when you train your physical body, you become more confident. And I think that partially can be achieved by just simply changing your gaze, looking up, looking around. So many of us look down and we become quite insular in our bodies. Keep pressing your arms out. Don't stop just because I stopped. I know you're feeling it by now. We're going to keep extending the arms for one more set of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your left forearm down to the floor and just note if ever you need to come all the way down and support your head and neck with your hand or a cushion, listen to your body. Right hand to the hip. You're going to press your hip bone away from your ribs, creating again this length. This relationship between our ribs and hips comes from our core. Look at your left leg, ensure that your knee is in the same alignment as your hip, and then with your right leg, just shift it slightly back so that your knee through your quad, through your hip bone, rib, all the way up through your shoulder and neck is one long line. We're gonna lift and lower, peeling up off the floor and pressing back down, making sure that as you lift and lower, you're lifting right here from your side hip, from your side glute. You're also working through your obliques. If you need to look down towards your floor to again alleviate any neck tension, change your gaze up. It could even be looking up towards the ceiling. Just a couple things to check out on your form here. If you're lifting your right leg up and this is happening, you're starting to sink and collapse to your left side and your head is starting to go into a J curve, then you're probably lifting too high. You're finding resistance here from the support that you're applying with the feedback of your left leg and left forearm in the floor. So something I like to do, especially in these movements where we're warming up and we're bringing intention into our form and our posture, is push down into your form in the floor. Press down so that you are working against your body's natural ability to cheat. The body's always going to try to find the quickest route away from challenge. So this is the thing that we're also working on whenever we train, is to keep you accountable, to keep your body accountable, to not cheating simply to get a visual of the exercise. We want to work the feeling. You should feel this right through your side, your obliques, your piriformis muscle, left ear in alignment, right over top of your left shoulder, sternum and nose are in one long line. Something I also like to do is sometimes bring my right hand, in this case, because I'm on my left forearm, underneath my waistline and feel if the waistline is pushing into the hand, because that will indicate a collapse, just like that. If I feel that collapse, then I know that I've lost my body's form. So just focusing on keeping that left oblique engaged, right hip away from right rib, chest, staying forward, shoulders back, collarbones wide. Deep breath in as you lower and exhale as you lift. We're gonna go for another set here of 4. Lower and feel your knee and ankle touch down on the floor at the exact same time. We're training this parallel for the whole unit of the leg. You don't want your knee lifting up before your ankle, or vice versa, ankle lifting before the knee. The whole chain is working right here from the hip. We lift and we lower all the way down. The next time you lift, hold your right leg up, breathe in and stack your right leg directly over top of your left, hip bone width and distance. As you breathe out, you're gonna return your right leg directly onto your sideline, getting your knee through your hip bone, again, through your right chest, rib, aligned, one long line. We bring it forward and we press on back. You're trying to keep stability through your body, which is going to require abdominal activation. Notice the light transfer of weight that happens when your right leg moves forward and then again back. Breathe in and exhale. At the same time, don't let your weight start to get light. You want to keep your left leg grounded, and sometimes the means of just pushing your free hand down will help remind your body to stay grounded. If you went a little too far back, you might notice that this left outer thigh starts to lift off the floor. So be very, very attentive as to how you're working here. The quality of your movement is everything. Last one, you're gonna bring your right leg now into an external rotation, find the floor with your foot and extend your left leg all the way out. I like to use my right hand against the inside of my right leg and inner thigh to help apply feedback, to open up the chest and also to help ground. My whole right side is stabilizing. The left leg is going to lift off the floor. Whew. It's not gonna go high. If it can, good for you. However, notice again, your left ribs are staying lifted and ignited through your obliques. You're not sinking down to get height. So often, if the body is easily apt at moving into a flexible range. Usually, not always, but usually something's been lost in the hold, in the connectivity. So I always check myself and ensure that I'm not cheating, because if I am lifting high and if I feel like my body's able to fly, then I know my core is probably not engaged. And that's something that I apply whenever I'm doing work for myself, which is why I'm teaching this here right now, because I can feel my body. It wants to throw the left leg up. It wants to get height. My ego is not satisfied, but guess what? Don't matter. The look of the exercise is not what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve the work, the feeling of bringing the weight of your left leg up from your inner thigh. Using your right glute to stabilize, keep applying pressure. If you're using your leg as a means to keep your body stable, put a little bit of pressure into your leg from your arm and match that pressure into your arm with your leg. Deep breath in to lower and exhale to lift. You can have your toes pointed or flexed, but what you want to make sure of is that your knee is facing forward, you're in parallel. Left ear over shoulder. If ever you're feeling your neck come all the way down, never feel shy to adjust your posture and your torso so that you can create some passiveness through muscles that we don't always want working. You don't want your neck and your traps to start to just fire up and get fatigued in this sideline series. So if you're starting to feel that fatigue come all the way down, it doesn't make the exercise any less difficult. You just want to always remind your body to take the options that are relevant to you in the ways that you're feeling it come in. We're going to go for a last set of 3. Breathe in to lower. Keep this movement slow and controlled. Challenge yourself to hold the lift of the leg. Maybe you feel a little bit of a shake like I do. Last 2. Deep breath in. Go for a final 1. Lift and lower all the way down. You're going to bring your legs all the way towards the second side as we come to our seated position. Left leg is bent on the sideline, right leg is forward. Hip weight is down, torso is lengthened, arms return back into that swan arm stretch. And here we go. Again, looking from side to side, giving yourself an opportunity to relieve and reset the neck. Send energy down through your pelvic floor. As you elongate up to the ceiling, create that feeling of stretch. Opening up to your chest, igniting through your back, and imagining you're moving through water, equal resistance in both directions. This is one of those exercises that really allows you to start to tap into the quality of movement, because it's not technically a difficult exercise. You're just pushing out. But how are you pushing out? Are you pushing out with your fingers? Are you pushing out with your palms? Are you pushing out with your forearms all the way through your triceps, biceps to shoulders? Or are you just doing a movement out and in? Try to get into the feeling of getting every muscle to the very tips of your fingertips all the way up to your shoulders engaged. How you enroll your body is what changes not only what you're doing here on the mat with me, but what you're doing in everyday life. And that's really what I hope to be working with you towards, is a place where your body is so strong, so mobile, so stable, that everything you do, if it's playing sports, if it's picking up groceries, if it's playing with your kids, if it's doing labor, if it's, anything at all that's physical, that your body has the right support system to do it well, to do it correctly, and to keep you in a place where you're never prone to injury, you're never not using the right muscles to do the work, and also where your mind becomes totally synced up with what it feels like to work the right muscles, to maybe challenge a little bit of the endurance that we're starting to feel now. The arms are starting to feel heavy. Let's go for 10 more. 10, 9, 8. Keep pressing out further and further. Try to extend your arms with every press, just a little further out to your sides. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna lower right away, right forearm down, adjust as you need for your neck. Make sure you have your right kneecap in alignment with your hip bone, left leg to the side, left hand to hip or anywhere else that feels best. Lift and lower without collapsing your right obliques. Feel right away the difference on the second side as you lift and lower your left leg. Even though the body is technically symmetrical, it's not always symmetrical in strength or mobility, or stability for that matter. So you want to notice what's happening and what you're feeling. For instance, when I do this side, I feel right away I can't lift as high if I'm maintaining parallel and equal pressure down through my right forearm. I feel my body want to cheat and go like this, get height and collapse. So I physically have to work a little harder from a mental stance in just keeping the accountability of working the form first. It's not always about impressive movement, which is sort of the goal of floor bar. I had to do floor bar quite often in my conditioning when I was in my professional dance training program, because you have to train to get your body into those really acute positionings so that when you're free flowing and dancing and moving, your body knows where it needs to be without you always continuously checking in on your technique. Basically training the technique here, which is very humbling, so that you can then do everything else that's super fun and, you know, floral, dare I say. Deep breath in to lower, exhale to lift. Check in with your alignment. Right here, we want to have right ear over top of shoulder and forearm. You're lifting up your entire leg chain. So as you lower down, imagine you're pushing water or molasses, something that has some tension down into the floor. You should feel your body, especially through your obliques and your ribs, stay lifted. Doesn't mean you're gonna feel a burn in your obliques, but you are making sure that your body isn't reacting to the movement by starting to succumb to gravity and start to collapse. Keep this lift. Just a friendly reminder to also change up your gaze. If you're feeling your neck muscles start to get a little tight, try not to look too severely at the screen. It's crazy, but we don't think about the muscles that automatically work when we're looking at small objects or when we're looking at a screen, which might be higher than our neck alignment or lower than our neck alignment. So what's nice about these movements is at a base, they're very simple. You get them into your body. I'm here as a physical reminder, but really tap into your feeling and sensation. Try not to get lost just looking at the screen and camera. Really get into this feeling. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Final set of 6 and 5. Challenge your leg to stay up so that you can adjust and correct yourself. If you feel the foot lift up first or the knee is lowering down last, you know, just make the adjustments so that you are getting as close. I don't want to say perfection, but I want to say practice that idea of getting more and more perfect in your movement quality. Holding your left leg all the way up, take a full breath in. As you bring your leg forward, you're keeping your sit bones as are. Spine is staying long, keep using the floor. Don't lift your left leg up super high. Keep it in parallel so that it lines up right into 90 degrees into the hip. Kneecap stays in that 90. Breathe out to press back. You're hinging right here from the hip, working the glute. Exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Keep using the floor as a means to press down and away. The more you push into your ground, the more you're going to work your posture. You're going to be able to align your core. The more you're going to be alleviating compression out of your spine and joints. Going for a last one here. Breathe in. As you exhale, you're going to take your leg into an external rotation. Reach out through your right thigh. Have your left hand wherever you need, floor, hip, or again onto your knee for a little bit of support. Oh, this side's tough. We're lifting the right leg up and lowering down, and be prepared to be humbled as I am here. It's not going to go high. Again, two things to be very aware of. You're not lifting where your body is sinking or where your weight is shifting onto your left side. You want to keep your weight directly on your right hip, and you want to lift up from your inner thigh, keeping your pelvis square towards the front, keeping your collarbones wide, right ear stacking the alignment over top of your shoulder, forearm. Again, change your gaze up if you need. Don't get too locked out with the neck. And keep breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you lift. Sacrifice height for form. You'll see me sometimes close my eyes to really tap into the feeling in my body, because it's very easy for the eyes to get distracted by the look. This is not about working a look, it's about working the feeling of doing it right. This is also another principle, and I'm sharing this with you because it's coming to my mind right now, but you know, when you're dancing, for instance, and this is the whole purpose of floor bar, to prepare you for when you're doing your standing sequencing in dance class, but you don't always have a mirror, and when you're dancing in front of an audience, you most certainly don't have a mirror in front of you to correct the look. So you have to train the feeling so that you can self-correct without having a visual representation tell you whether or not you're right or wrong. What's the feeling of doing it right is very different sometimes than making something just look amazing. Deep breath into lower. Exhale, let's lift up and off for a last set here of 4, 3, 2, last one. Breathe into lower. Exhale to lift and smoothly lower down. You're gonna, from here, take a seat, bring your legs forward. You can either have your knees bent or you can have your legs fully stretched. Choose what feels best. We're gonna go right away with the arms all the way out, thumbs to ceiling, pinkies to floor. Find your C-spine. If this is putting too much pressure on your back, again, knees bent can help. You can also include, if ever you need, a Pilates ball or a little cushion behind your spine. Modify as you need. Breathing in, hold your arms in length. On your exhale, left arm goes down to the floor, right arm comes right next to your temple. Breathe in and exhale, switch. Eyes up, pelvis staying scooped under from your core, legs staying squeezed into center. Press your inner thigh bones and muscles into your midline. Use your body to stabilize your body. Breathe into lower and exhale to lift. Inhale and exhale. Let's go for a last one. Breathe in and exhale, lengthen. From here, taking your arms, slipping your forearms down directly behind you. You can either cup the sides of your hips or have your palms fisted or flattened, whatever feels best, but you're maintaining that same scoop of your pelvis forward and under, abs staying ignited. We're gonna bring the left leg all the way up, floating off the floor, go no higher than about your eye line. And from here, breathing in, you're going to start to circle towards your left, lightly overcrossing as you come up towards the right. Check right away that your right leg is staying completely stable and that it's not shifting in and out. You're keeping your knee focused towards the ceiling in that perfect parallel. Eyes staying forward, collarbone staying wide. Go for another set of 3. Exhale for 2. Last one. Holding your legs static and still, reverse. Breathe in and exhale. Circling here, keeping that stretch, using your inner thigh as you lightly overcross for 3, for 2. Last one, lower down, right leg lifting up as you breathe in. You're circling towards the right. And exhale, circling up and around, just lightly overcrossing. Don't go higher than your eye line. And slow down the movement if ever you feel that you're losing the connectivity. Sometimes people will say to me, you know, I don't feel that exercise. Slow it down, tighten up your muscles, and really work for the challenge. You got to find the challenge for yourself. And usually that means slowing down movements as you reverse. Keep feeling and being very wary that the left leg is holding you stable. You're pressing that left leg down to the floor. Hips are square. Navel stays pulled in. Let's go for 4. For 3. Last 2. Last 1. Taking your right leg to the floor. Lower down and bring your hands directly behind the nape of your neck, supporting your body in thoracic curl. If you need to modify, you can always have your knees bent in a bridge position, or you can stay lengthened out. We're going to lift the left leg back up off the floor. Keep your right leg stretched and parallel. Hold your leg up in the same height, not higher than the eye line. And from here, you're gonna breathe in, bend your knee, stack knee over top of hip bone, 90 degrees, stretch on out. 90, 90. Deep breath in and exhale. Every time you stretch on out, you want to imagine you're pushing through water. You're pressing weight out in front of you. Don't stretch out to snap your knee into place. Push and press. Feel both directions. You pull, you push. You pull, you push. If it feels too much, staying in thoracic curl, come all the way down with your head and neck. Support your upper body as you need. We're going to go for 3. Last set of 2. Last 1. Stretching, lowering down. Take 1 lower, 1 lift. Breathing in, open up your chest. Touch the floor with the backs of your arms and exhale, knot up. Right leg lifting and recommencing that bend as you inhale. Exhale to stretch. Hips staying static. Don't let your hips start to shift from side to side. You're grounding through the one left leg. As your right leg bends, you find 90 degrees. And as you stretch, you go into that full 180. Breathing in, exhale, press. Slow it down and feel your abs do the work. Your abs are doing this work from this lever system. My leg, depending on the day, it might feel heavier, but I'm kind of guessing based on what I know my body weight to be. My right leg is probably 30 pounds. Each leg is probably at least 30 pounds. So use that 30 pounds to your advantage to feel how you're controlling it out. No different than picking up a child. Think of picking up a 2-year-old. If you hold a 2-year-old out with your arms long, your arms are going to get tired very fast than if you have that 2-year-old attached to your body. So when the knee is stacked, there's going to be less work for the abs, but as you stretch, that lever extends, and all of a sudden you have 20, 25, 30 pounds all the way out. Let's go for a last set of 2 and stretch. Finish your last one, breathing in and exhale, press. You're gonna from here, take your right knee all the way in, grip your shin with your right hand, pull your left leg all the way in, lower your head and neck and shoulders down. Extend your legs all up towards the ceiling, and from here, externally rotate, heels together, toes apart, flex and point. Work through the arches of your feet, get the metatarsals fully functionally working here. Toes, ball arch, heel, and stretch and lengthen. Breathe in and exhale. Tailbone dropped. Try to get your spine into as much as you can in neutral. Ribs knitted in, collarbones wide. I want to encourage you to play around with your arms and hands. If it feels good to have your hands underneath your tailbone, if it felt nice to have your arms fully stretch the sides of your space, listen to your body. Find that width across the collarbones and activate your upper back into the floor. Feel how you're grounding. It's not just about what the legs are doing, it's also about what the static part of your body is doing. How is it grounding and staying supported in the mat from the core, from the chest, from the back? Go for a last set of 3. Deep breath in. Exhale for 2. On your last one, maintain a stretch of your toes, but bend your knees, finding a diamond shape. Sliding your fingers along the floor. If you wish to come back to thoracic curl, take your hands behind the nape of your neck. From here, we're going to go into an external rotation toe tap. You breathe in, lower down. Left leg comes to the floor, maintaining external rotation. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. As you lower down, maintain stability through the connection of your obliques with ribs staying aligned with hips, transverse abdominis, which goes from left to right. You basically have this rectangle of your abdominal wall, and we want to get all of the abs engaged, not just the rectus, which is the six pack, but we want to get the obliques, which are the suspenders that keep ribs and hips in relationship. The transverse goes from left to right, right to left of your hip bones, and that is the seat belt abdominal wall. Let's go for a last set of 2, 1 each leg. Deep breath into lower and exhale to lift. Last rep here. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. You're going to bring your left foot to the floor first. Join your right leg down second. Attach your feet together from toes to heels, but keep a soft diamond shape. You're going to return upper head, neck, shoulders down to the floor. From here, lift your hips up off of the ground into your bridge. Start to close and open your knees, no wider than your hips in width, making sure that you don't lose weight from your big toe or pinky. Close and squeeze your inner thighs together as you close. Breathe in to open and exhale. Try to get all the muscles right here through the pelvic floor, through the glutes, through the hamstrings. Engage as you close and open. We're gonna go for another set of 4, 3, don't open too wide. Last 2. The next time you open your knees up, keep them open, drop your hips, touch the floor. As you lower, this is what we're gonna do. We have our knees softly open into our butterfly. As you lift, you close. We're gonna go for a total of 10. And lower, lift for 9. Deep breath in, and 7. I think I skipped a rep. Let's go for 7 from here. This is very typical of Pilates instructors, so no surprise there. Last set here of 5, deep breath in, exhale, 4, squeeze and push your inner thighs all the way in. Feel your bones connect before you lower. Last set of 2. On the last one, keeping your bridge, squeezing your knees in as tight as you can. Go for a small pulse and don't go higher than where you can maintain your kneecaps through inner thighs, touching, squeezing, connecting. Let's go for 10 to finish. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a full breath in at the top and exhale, lower down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Release the weight of your tailbone. From here, let your knees drop right towards your chest, hands around your shins. Give yourself a light lower back stretch. If it feels good to roll to your side, or roll up and center. Stretch your legs all the way out, feet flexing. Reach your arms up to the ceiling, take a full breath in. And exhale, drape yourself over top of your thighs, reaching fingertips towards feet. Try not to pull yourself into the stretch. If you're less flexible and you're feeling tight, have your hands on the floor so you can fully drop your weight. You never want to pull your body into a static stretch. That only tightens up another area of it. When you're ready, slowly unravel, taking your left leg from behind and giving yourself a stretch, reaching left arm forward, opposite arm to leg, stretching back over top of your thigh and just giving yourself the opportunity to get heavy any way that feels good. Switching sides when you're ready. And again, just listening to how your body is reacting to your stretch. Maybe one side's tighter. Breathe into it. Try to release your weight. When you're ready, coming all the way out of your stretch, I just want to take advantage of this opportunity now to say thank you so much for joining me for this floor bar class. I find it so effective to go through movements twice, not only if I'm adding or upping the ante by using ankle weights and then not using weight or vice versa, but also in giving myself the opportunity to practice movements to really perform them on the second round. There's such an amazing training that happens when you're able to connect your mind to the movement, feel the corrections, feel the precision, feel your form and focus. If you have any questions, I want to encourage you to leave me any comments, any questions in the comment section below. You know that I love to get to know you, especially as your Pilates coach. I want to be able to guide you in the ways that you are able to not only learn, but garner the right kind of feedback from your body. Thank you so much for joining me for this class. If this is your first time here on Burn Pilates, I want to invite you to subscribe, to like this video, and to join me weekly for classes that you can customize with choice. Whether it's on the mat, standing, or reformer-inspired Pilates work, everything we do here on my channel is to work stability, mobility, and flexibility, bringing you to new levels of enjoyment, not only in the activities you do outside of class, but everything that you do in life. Guys, thank you so much again for taking this class with me. I am so appreciative of your support and your encouragement and your energy. I hope you have an awesome morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I look forward to seeing you at the next burn.